What is this? Only 5.5 stacks of starfill seeds? Psh, that's good. Oh, right. Brr. I blinked on what I was trying to do here. I thought I was still hunting the griffin, but no, I'm doing this. Yeah, sure, whatever, fine. So this should be another trip where I start talking about whatever type of nonsense and...
I wonder if anyone needs help.
Nah. But honestly, right now I don't really have much going on. I'm injured. Got injured during a trip, so that sucks. Hope she's gonna be well soon. Oh, hi, Simon. What's up? So yeah, so basically I have to either find someone to go shopping with, do my monthly shopping on my own, or just use online, grocery delivery again. And I remember back at the start of the pandemic, online grocery delivery got super popular because, hey, if people can't just go out to get their groceries...
To what do I owe the pleasure?
Hi, cutie. Hi, cute. Aww. Susan is being cute. Because, yeah, if people can't necessarily... People shouldn't just be going out, then maybe not... Maybe they shouldn't be going out to get groceries. So, but how do they get the groceries? Well, if they, order the groceries, then someone else goes out and gets them. However, there are a lot of people who can't so easily just get groceries. So I know myself personally, I don't have a car. So it'd be like a 20-minute walk to the grocery store, go grocery shopping, and then I have to basically drag all of those groceries back home. Which isn't so fun.
Had to come see me again, huh?
Why is the audio getting all crackly? But yeah, that isn't so fun. So there's an issue right there. Yeah, especially in the wintertime. I do have my suitcase for groceries, whatever, and that helps a heck of a lot, especially since my building put in a rule of you're not allowed to bring shopping carts into the building, which all that did was made everyone who, brought their groceries in shopping carts back to the building just abandon the shopping carts, just out in the parking lot. It's like, oh, you said we can't bring them into the building, and we aren't.
Yes! Yes!
I see. Hi, Simon. No, my pasta doesn't have tuna in it.
All right!
Got an emerald, and I also got some fancy-looking drink. I should really be riding on Derby right now.
Hey, welcome back.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-bum. Oh yeah. Oh gosh, that's right. In like a week, it's what, Monday? No, Sunday as of time of recording, because I know, except be getting back into the stock market in Animal Crossing, just because my mom's been playing Animal Crossing, so I figured I might as well try to get back into it. And so we've been both kind of doing the stock market, and I've been while I'm doing my what I call it upkeeps every day. Yes, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of room. You might be able to lie down now. While I've been doing my upkeeps every day, that leaves an hour of like air drying twice a day currently. So I figured, hey, I can do like hours worth of Animal Crossing.
Ready to go?
Yeah, check, On Sundays, I can go buy turnips, and then for the rest of the week, I can go check the morning turnip prices. Unfortunately, when I do my nighttime upkeep
so glad
and
to see
air
you
dry,
again.
I don't really like the shop isn't still open, so I can't check the afternoon turnip prices. So I have to take a little bit of time out of my day to just check prices and see how those are going. But whatevs. Yeah, make a nice tidy sum and then spend all of that back on more turnips. Yeah, basically, yeah. So, I don't know. Well, this weekend, big old trip to Edmonton, going out to play cards. I placed an order for cards for a new Magic deck because, hey, I want a new deck to play for the event, whatever. More or less one final actual real deck to get. Except, small problem, quite a few of the cards. So, like, uh, yeah, Magic event
Hey,
ran
you're
by
back.
face-to-face games. So you can order cards off of the face-to-face games website and pick them up at the event. So you don't have to wait for shipping. And in fact, you don't have to pay for shipping because they'll bring the cards to the event. You just go in, show your ID, be all like, "Hey, yo, it's me. I want my cards." And they'll be all like, "Oh, yeah, here you go." And then, all well and good and all that stuff. But with these, like, my perfect fits. That's where my perfect fits went. Okay, cool. But there's a slight issue that quite a few of the cards that I wanted for the deck were either not available at all on face-to-face games because they were out of stock, or they were like extremely expensive. So I ordered on another website as well. Unfortunately,
Nice.
face-to-face games is the only Canada-based, uh, you know, card dealer website that I've been able to find, and I wasn't allowed to pay for faster shipping on the other website. I don't know why. It's like, nope, you're ordering from
What's the day gonna
Canada.
bring?
You get this one shipping option, and that's it. You don't get to do any other shipping option. It's this, or you don't get to get the cards at all. And unfortunately, since I waited until like literally the like you know 9-ish days before the trip, it looks like I won't be getting any of that website's cards before going down to the event, which is like super unfortunate because I kind of needed those cards for the deck. It's like a good, not quite half, but about half of the deck right there. So
All right.
it's a oh yeah, the deck itself is, I think I've mentioned it,
An adventure
I
with
know
you
I've
wouldn't
talked
be
about it
so
before,
bad.
right? The Super Friends deck using Omori and the new Jared Kahelion, whatever commander, which I don't have as well, but like whatever. Not so important. I'm getting an Urza. This is fun. Whatever. But yeah, using that as, so it's basically, just all lands and planeswalkers. And I can get, like, the lands well enough. It's the planeswalkers I'll be short of, and I'll be short by, like, 20 planeswalkers. And if I just replace them with, like, 20 extra lands, that would be kind of sucks. So I need to find, yeah. Like, who knows, maybe I can ask the friends I'm going down with, like, hey, do you have, like, any extra planeswalkers you could just lend me for this event? And I'll give them back to you
Nice.
once we're done and all that. Just so I can throw them into here. I'll take good care of them, and then when all is said and done, you'll get the cards right back.
Any new samples for me?
So maybe I should go and do that and just ask, like, and especially if we, like, write out which cards I'm borrowing from who, when all is said and done and the event is over, we meet up at the Airbnb after the fact. I could go, hey, thank you all for lending me your Planeswalker cards. Here's those cards back. Boom, 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 boom. I kind of just want to make more Omori decks just because I kind of want. Yeah. I know that according to the rules, you can only have one, like, companion in use in a deck. But I do want to make a deck that uses 2 companions. Because, I mean, I think you could manage to do 3. There are some that are mutually exclusive, like the all-odd CMC, all-even CMC. Although the all-odd CMC says except for lands, so you could do all... Wait a second. Yeah, if you could somehow have a land as your commander. Oh my gosh, I just got an awesome idea, and I can't believe I didn't think about it. I'm allowed to have only planeswalkers and lands, but the lands could also be other non-planeswalker stuff. I could throw in a Dryad Arbor in my Planeswalker Omori deck. I could just be that bold and just go, it's like, hey, it's a land! Yeah, if I could find some sort of 5-color identity land to use
Let's go on an adventure.
that I could use as a commander, then I could do the all-odd CMC sans lands, all-even CMC companions. I could also do the all-one card type sans lands, because they're only lands. And I could even do the all 2 CMC and below, and all 3 CMC and up sans lands. So I could... That's at least 5. If... I'm thinking, like, yeah, just use Dryad Arbor as my commander. And that works for all of those. Still can't use the all different cards and more 20 extra cards. You know, screw it, whatever. 120 card deck. It's just throw in all of it. The issue with one of them is that you have to have only certain creature types, and that one is not sans lands. So I'd have to... And Dryad Arbor
I'd like to tell you.
is a Dryad Forest type. It doesn't count as one of the right types for that, but if I get, like, just a deck, and it's just, like, 120 lands, but I run all of the companions. Now that would be an interesting deck building idea. Actually, you know what? If I go to... If I can hit up Scryfall during these loading screens... Okay, what are all the companions? Garuda, Doom of Depths. Whoops. Yeah, your starting deck contains only cards with even CMCs. For all lands, that's easy. Jengetha the Wellspring is the one that is probably going to have trouble with. No card in your starting deck has... Oh, no, that one would be easy. No card in your deck has more than one of the same mana... no more than one of the same mana symbol and its mana cost.
All right.
Which would be easy to do, because they should all not have any mana symbols. Kahira the Orphan Guard, this one, I think. Each creature card in your starting deck is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast card. So I couldn't actually use the Dryad Arbor in that case.
The day may bring.
So again, just lands. Kiruga, the Macro Sage, your starting deck contains only cards with CMC 3 or greater, and land cards. Oops, all lands! Versus Lures of the Dream Den. Each permanent card in your starting deck has CMC 2 or less. Literally, the spellcaster, each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name, band, and commander. Ubosh the Prey Pacer. Your starting deck contains only cards with odd CMCs and land cards. Oops, all lands. Or the collector, each non-land card in your starting deck shares a card type. Oops, all lands. Or in the Sky Nomad, your starting deck contains at least 20 cards more than the minimum deck size. And then so did the Dawnwaker. Each permanent card in your starting deck has an activated ability. Hey, guess what lands pretty much always have? Gee gosh. I couldn't put in Urborg or Yavimaya, because those don't technically have activated abilities of their own, and those are some pretty good lands. But I could theoretically just... I'm sure that there are people who'd be all like, why do you... Claire, why do you have 10 companions? Rah! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I could do 9 companions and have Dryad Arbor as the companion. Except Dryad Arbor's with 5 color identity. Yeah, mono, green, oops, all companions. Or just, 5 color identity land. And just... No, it's just 120 lands. That's the deck. 120 lands. I mean, that's something that I would find myself doing. And then just the real meat and bones of the deck are all of the... is, the 10 companions that I have to go with everything.
Let's go on an adventure.
Because it's like, when Garuda ATBs, each player mills 4, then put a creature card with an even CMC from among those cards on the battlefield under your control. Tap, add Ruborg, but it can't be spent to pay generic mana costs. I don't think lands tend to have non-generic mana costs that often. Sometimes, but not often. Each other creature you control that's one of the chosen creature types gets +1/+1 and has Vigilance, Kruga. When ATBs, draw a card for each other permanent you control with CMC 3 or greater. I think all of the companions are CMC 3+. Luris. During each of your turns, you may cast 1 permanent spell with CMC 2 or less from your graveyard. Again, all of the companions I think are CMC 3+, so Luris is not so useful, but it is an extra creature. So, it works for that. And then Luchri, when it ETBs, if you cast it, copy target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for the copies. But it does have flash, but it's like, I can't copy one of my own instant sorceries because I don't have any. And then Ubosh, if a sorcery control with an odd CMC would deal damage to a permanent player, deals double that damage instead.
Let your worries be
Most of the
strength.
companions... Everything except for Garuda and Umori have odd CMCs. So, extra damage. Umori, choose a card type. Spells you cast with the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. Here's the kicker. I'll choose creatures. So I can cast all my companions for 1 less. You're on the Sky Nomad. When ATBs exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control, return them to the battlefield, begin the next end step. And then so did the Dawnwaker abilities you activate that aren't mana abilities cost 2 less to activate. This effect can't reduce the mana that costs to less than 1 mana. Pay 1, tap, target creature can't block this turn. Are there lands with activated abilities that are not mana abilities that cost 2 or more generic mana? Yeah, trying to make an effective deck with all of this would be really weird. Because I definitely want, ramp stuff in order to be able to, start casting all these. But just the sheer absurdity of sitting down at the, sitting down at the table. It's like, oh yeah, here's my commander. It's, whatever. Let's see, land with white, blue, black, red, and green mana symbols. Oh, right. I have to separate them. Yeah, I can run the Roll Tree as my commander. There's literally only two. Roll Tree, which I hadn't considered, but definitely does have 5-color identity and will fix my lands very excellently. And also Crystal Quarry. Tap to add a colorless or pay 5 tap add Ruberg, which got power crept up by another land that is almost exactly the same thing, except it's also indestructible, and instead of adding Ruberg, it adds 5 mana in any combination of colors. So you could just add Ruberg, or you could add, like, say, 5 white to cast your 5 white costing spell, whatever. Plus, it can go in, 4 color, 3 color, 2 color, 1 color, 0 color decks. Why would you want to put it in a deck that's, 1 color or 0 colors? If you have something that, like, doubles the mana production, if you have specifically that 1 mana doubler card, pay 5 tap, add 10. Yeah, use that with Crystal Quarry. Basically, tap 3 lands for 6 mana, fill them into Crystal Quarry, get
Oh, right.
double Ruberg, cast Progenitus. Oh yeah, that's right, I could also throw in a bunch of lands that can turn into creatures, and that would be useful too, which I should have put into my Planeswalker deck.
Had to come see me again, huh?
See, imagine a World Tree deck. Yeah, it's like, yeah, World Tree is my commander, and I also have these 10 companions. It's like, 1, it's illegal to have World Tree as your commander, because it's not a legendary creature and doesn't have the "this can be a commander" clause. 2, you can't have more than 1 companion. 3, Lurrus is banning commander. 4, you're supposed to have exactly 100 cards in commander, not 120. I mean, if people are willing to break one rule, they'll probably be willing to break a couple more,
await
so...
whatever the day may bring.
120 card World Tree deck, run all 10 companions. I should message that to Kirianne and see what she thinks about it. World Tree. It's like, oh gee, it's like, oh god, oh jeez, I'm getting mana flooded, aren't I? Because, I mean, even without the World Tree there for fixing, I'm guaranteed to get
What's
3,
on the task board today?
like, 3 lands out, like, turn 3, if I don't do any of those, like, bounce lands, I don't have too many ETB tapped lands, I'll be guaranteed to have 3 mana for turn 3, and then I can grab whatever companion I want that can give me, grab whichever companion I want that will give me the, right stuff. What am I thinking about? Yeah, just grab whatever companion that I need. Whatever companion that I can actually play turn 4 with the mana I'll have available. Yeah, I really wish that they had made that one companion instead of tap add Ruberg. If it was tap add add up to 5 mana in different colors, and then you can't use this for generic cost, whatever effect. Just so you don't have to have it in a 5-color only deck. What? That's weird. Yeah, but I'm just trying to think. Zelda the Dawnbreaker. Each permanent card has to have an activate ability. Doesn't necessarily have to be like, tap to do stuff, as long as it has the colon. Even if it's just like a cycling ability, which you can't activate on the battlefield, that would still be an activated ability.
So, about
Actually,
today's cases.
each permanent, 20 cards. Non-land shares a card type. It contains only cards with odd CMCs and land cards, yeah. And specifically the odd CMC versus even CMC and the CMC 2LS versus CMC 3LS. Although, strictly speaking, Luris only says permanent cards have CMC 2LS, so you could... I'm thinking, like, what about, like, just a 5-color, like, sorcery as a commander? The issue is that Ubosh cares about all cards, and Garuda cares about all cards. So you can't run both of them unless you actually just have a land as a commander.
To what do I owe the pleasure?
So there's a problem with that, like, right there. Oh, card message from Kirian. Do it! $120 card, the World Tree, all land stack, running all 10 companions. Just, it's like, oh yeah, so like, here's my cards, whatever. Oh yeah, and it's like, this is my commander, the World Tree, and people's like, oh yeah, of course you're running blah 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 blah. And here's my companions. Wait, companions? And I just like put them out, just like slide them across, like, it's like, how do I win? By using companions! It's like, Karuga can be there to draw some extra cards. Also, not necessarily just using companions.
Congratulations! This is your 999th adventure. I kid.
It would be interesting if that actually popped up, like, the 999th time that you loaded the game. No. Wouldn't be too hard to incorporate, but there'll be a little point to it for a one-off Easter egg.
Nice.
So some companions would definitely be more useful than others in this kind of a build. So there is that to keep in mind. So the whole add root board can't be spent to pay generic mana card. I mean, strictly speaking, if I get some of these lands that can turn into creatures, Jingatha can prove itself to be useful. Skyfall, advanced search. Yeah, like Celestial Colonnade. ETB's tap, add white or blue, pay 3 white and blue. Until I've turned, it becomes a 4/4 white and blue elemental creature with flying and vigilance that's still a land. I mean, that has multiple activate abilities.
All right.
So yeah, just just run a whole bunch of lands that can also turn into creatures. Lands that care about lands. I don't... No, there is one land that has landfall. Run that as well.
Samples for me?
And just an obsessive... And then, like, turn 6, play 6 land, have World Tree out, so now I don't have to care about fixing anymore. As long as and if someone does blow up the World Tree, technically I could still play it for my command zone for free, because it's not casting, it's just playing. Although I think that the fair argument would be that I'd still have to pay 2 for it, but whatever. Probably still be worth it. Yeah, people see World Tree in the command zone, they go, hey, you're not supposed to do that. They see the 10 companions come down, and they're all like, what? Just such a sheer level of, you're not supposed to do that, that they don't understand what's going on and give me a chance to make my argument of, yeah, I'm running all the companions. Yeah, everything is even CMC. 0. Everything that's not a land is an odd CMC. Absolutely. Everything is definitely less than, yeah, every permanent is less than CMC 2, because it's 0. And everything that's not a land is definitely CMC 3+. It's just... It's like, this is the kind of glory that I love for something like Commander. To do something so outrageously stupid that it's like, that the memories of having done it are better than, like, any sort of glory you would win from doing something effective. Like Watering Can Only Run. I beat Rune Factory 4 Watering Can Only. Once I'm done with Rune Factory 5, I'm going to go back through every single Rune Factory game. What the... A dangerous person alert is in place with multiple steps. Being sent to Manitoba and Alberta. What a... September 4th, today, wow. Including in Saskatchewan. Alright, a couple of dangerous people driving around in a black car. I guess I won't go outside today. Sounds like I'm making light of the situation of some, you know, stabbers going around. I'm not. However, I am making a joke of the I wasn't planning on going outside today anyway. I was about to say, it's like, yeah, I stay inside a lot, but it's not like I'm, like, totally detached from the world. I have my windows open for that nice fresh air, and all, and I look over, my window's closed. Don't mind me, just opening the window. I didn't even notice that my window was closed for the past however long. I'm not sure. so hot in here, my water bottle is evaporating. Stay hydrated, all of you. It is very important. I wonder if I could get away with wearing my white mage outfit to the
All right.
card game event stuff. I mean, I'll probably do it anyway, just for the sake of, like, screw it, I'll do it. And then, like, oh god, yeah, so this weekend, I'm going down to, play cards and stuff. And then next weekend, I'm going down again for a convention. Convention. Oh, god. Yeah, taking that pink bag down just for carrying stuff around so I don't have to use a backpack. It worked out, it worked out. After a long day, just get a seat at a table and just put the pink fluffy bag down and just kind of rest the head, just resting my head on it. So, I guess today I'll look into making this deck, but instead of getting the, instead of actually ordering cards, maybe, instead of, I'll just probably have it printed out, because, like, again, if people are willing to break the rules for one thing, they're probably willing to break the rules for another thing. If people are willing to break the rules when it comes to having an illegal commander, having more than one companion, having a banned card as a companion, and having a different deck size than is allowed, they'd probably also be fine with the deck being just proxies. I might go and buy all of the companions just because those are special. And I am looking at picking up an extra roll tree when I go down to Edmonton. I don't think it'd be like foil or anything, but I had ordered an extra one for the 5-color deck that I had already had.
Nice. Yes.
Oopsies. It's so weird that there's, like, a barrier in this game. And then, like, once you start being able to make, like, gold products, that money barrier just breaks. Like, it's at the point where it's, like, getting, like, 1 million or 2 million is, like, so unreachable. And, yeah, multiple money barriers. But the biggest one, relatively speaking, is the, like, 1 million G barrier to the billion G barrier. Once you can start making, like, top tier gold juice, you can start making, what is it, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of G's a day? Which is just kind of an excessive amount of money, honestly. Yes. So, I also want to kind of wait a little bit. I want to, another thing that I want to get eventually for a commander deck, and another thing that I kind of want to get, I probably won't get any more, like, actual card, like, non-proxy magic decks, just because it's super expensive. Like, I'm probably going to proxy out this 120 lands deck, but one deck that I want, like, in actual cards would be the Moonboard deck. Using, Princess Luna / Nightmare Moon. I keep forgetting which side is the front side, but whatever it is, mono black legendary creature, Alicorn. Yeah, Pegasus Unicorn. Pegasus Unicorn Horse, yes. With the that has the ability, among other things, to pay 6 and transform it, and any pony may Activate this ability or help pay for its cost. If they do, they become your friend. And then when you flip it over, like when this card is transformed, take up to 6 cards you own from outside the game with the moon in their art and put them into exile. You may cast them and your friends may cast them with your permission. And then in the reminder text, gifts are appreciated. Yeah, up to 6 cards you own from outside the game with a moon in their art. Not just 6 cards, not just 6 random cards. You can't just like flip it over and then grab some nice combo and then just win. That'd be lame. You flip it over and then just grab 6 moon cards. And so the entire idea is figured out, okay, what do I need from these moon cards that'll get them for me? So, because you can get awesome stuff like Paraceline, destroy all enchantments, because that's definitely moon in its art. You can get stuff like Deadeye Navigator. Is it 6 mana creature? When it enters soul bond to a creature. When it enters soul bond to a creature, as long as it's soul bound to a creature, each of those creatures have pay 1 in a blue, exile this creature, return to the battlefield under your control or Zora's control, whatever. And so, like, for the first flip, grab the Deadeye Navigator to pair to the Princess Luna, so I can flip her back, and then pay 6, flip her, get 6 more cards, and just keep doing that. So for every 8 mana I have, I can bring 6 new cards into the game. And that's the entire idea. I just encourage other players to help as well. It's like, hey, if you can cast stuff, you can get some spells for yourself. But the main core of the deck, the 100 cards themselves that are in the deck, they don't have to have moons in their art, but they also have to be within black color identity. And with this commander, I cannot play lands from exile. I can grab land cards. Land cards can totally be in my moon board. I can bring them into exile, but lands can't be cast.
Hey. Morning.
So I have to, use like mana rocks and stuff that can tap for any color, get like Gilded Lotus and whatnot, and get the moon board working. And then, yeah, all of this to feed into a nice long game, because people all have answers for everything that people try to do. And then I can throw in a win con in the moon board. This is the thing that's been making me most excited about it all. I can throw in a win con in it. The win con being a card with a moon in its art. Yeah, strictly speaking, I saw a moon in that card's art, despite what people say. Well, despite what people think. Whatever. Battle of Wits.
Hey, you're awake.
Battle of Wits is a 5 mana blue enchantment. Oh gosh, I have to sneeze. Okay. At the beginning of your upkeep, if there are 200 or more cards in your library, you win the game. So the commander deck itself is only 100 cards. So how are you supposed to get, 2.5 times that amount in your library while having that out? Simple. Since I'm the one bringing the moon cards into the game, since it's my commander doing it after all, I'm the one bringing the cards in. Ergo, yeah, since I'm the one bringing the cards in,
Oh, hey.
if they go to the graveyard, they go to my graveyard. And then I just have to throw in the card that, get the Battle of Wits out, eventually. Once I have a nice juicy stock of cards in my graveyard, get out the Battle of Wits, and then people would be like, oh, ha ha ha, Battle of Wits, that's so funny. That's funny. And then I go, yep. And then Elixir of Immortality or something. Shuffle my graveyard back into my library. Yeah, especially if I wait till I just flash that out for the added fun. I have, like, what, about 12 or so mana? It's like, oh wait, actually, instant before my turn. I'll pay 6, flip my commander again. And everyone's like, alright, cool, let's see what cards you keep getting now. It's like, get some cards, whatever. Also, Battle of Wits. What? Flash out Battle of Wits. Okay. Flash out Elixir of Immortality. It would be awesome if that had a moon in it, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Activate Elixir of Immortality. Shuffle all these cards back into my library.
I wonder if anyone needs help.
Go to my turn. And then they just, like, look at it. It's like, wait. So, yeah. So yeah, that's all I really have to do about any of that. After, you know, a long and drawn out and exciting game of Commander, playing with the moon cards, and then eventually it's just, oh, by the way, Battle of Wits! A card that should be impossible to win with in Commander. So I was just thinking about something kind of stupid, because now with Commander, you can have extra commanders, you can have partner commanders, you can have background for your commanders. I'm just like, ooh, could I do my roll tree deck and have like a background for the roll tree? That would be fun. It's like, no, because the background counts as a commander and that's part of the 100 cards. Companions themselves don't count as part of the 100 cards. That's why you can have a companion that does not abide by a companion's deck building requirements. And how can I know this to be true? Because Luris does not abide by its own deck building requirement. Because it says all of your permanents have to be CMC 2 or less, but it itself is CMC 3. So you cannot have Luris of the Dream Den in a deck with Luris of the Dream Den as a companion. Yeah, everyone was so upset about Lutri the Spell Chaser being banned in Commander. It's like, but it's an otter! I want to play with the otter! And it's like, how many otters? It's like, if Wizards of the Coast had just not made it an otter. How many otters are there? There are 3. Eon Frolicker, which I think is relatively new. Lutri the Spell Chaser, which is banned. And Thieving Otter. I might have heard a bit about Eon Frolicker when that got spoiled. I've not heard anyone talking about wanting to play Thieving Otter in a deck, even though, oh, it's an otter, you should want to play it just because it's an otter. Now, to be fair, those other 2 aren't legendary.
Let the never-ending darkness consume you.
No, thank you. Neon Frolicker ETPs, if you cast a target opponent, it takes an extra turn after this one. Until your next turn, you and planeswalkers you control gain protection from that player. Yeah, it does not have flash, that was an accident. Until your next turn, you and planeswalkers you control gain protection from it. Okay, wait. Eon Frolicker could be some nice super secret tech in a animating planeswalkers deck. Because basically it's just meant as a thing of, hey, play this during your turn, and yes, you have to wait like an extra turn for the rotation, but then that player who has a scary board can't, hurt you. Yes, again, yes, the player with the scary board gets an extra turn, but they can't hurt you. Alternatively, give it to the player with the give the extra turn to the player with the non-scary board, who's gonna be all like, alright, cool, I'm gonna Earthquake, or something. And then their Earthquake doesn't hurt you, but can still wipe other boards and all that stuff. Like, give an opponent, turn one of your opponents into one of your own resources. Which, for the record, is a strategy that I use at times, turning other players into my resources. That's part of how multiplayer competitive games work. Turn other people into your resources. That's what I did at the Super Smash Bros. Tournament. And I, basically ran away and hid in the corner for a little bit. Kept an eye on whoever comes close to, run away, knock them away whenever they do come close. And then once I see that someone has at a high percentage, because they've been fighting each other, whatever, I come in, slam them off the board, steal the point. It's not the right thing to do, but, I mean, if you're playing a game like that and you know there's someone running off to the side, don't let them do that.
Welcome back.
I was just doing a really good job of running away. Yeah, imagine a game, it starts, everyone just runs off to the 3 separate corners of the map. So that's why you need a character who has ranged attacks, so you can start attacking them. But yeah, whatever. Playing my CDH artifact deck, I use other people to cast the counterspells for stuff that I need gone. It feels really nice to just see 2 blue mages countering each other's spells, using up all of their cards and resources to keep countering everything. And then I just go, boop, I win. Yeah, wait for a person to admit that they have no more counter spells left, and then
Nice.
yeah, the blue mages go and do their thing, ba 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 ba, and it's like, oh, this is my last counter spell. Boom, counter your thing that's gonna make you win the game. And the person goes, haha, my last counter spell. I'll counter your thing that's stopping me from winning the game. And then the stack
with you wouldn't be so bad.
and then the stack resolves and all that, and the person's so I win the game, and I go, actually, I'll win the game. Just beep. Oh gosh, yes, in a Commander game like yesterday or whatever, someone milled out my entire library, and I still stuck around for 3 rotations of the table. I was just too stubborn to be killed. Because I could get artifacts back from my graveyard. So it's okay, cool, fine. And so before my turn, tap tap tap, I'll take Shimmermere out, flash that in. Maybe flash in some other stuff, whatever. Upkeep of my turn, cast some stuff, boom, 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 cast my platinum, get my platinum angel back and cast that so I won't lose. Go to draw for turn, I am safe, keep going. And after one player milled me out completely, it took the other 2 throwing everything they had at me to eventually manage to get rid of my platinum angel. Long enough for me to actually lose. I was 3v1 and I still stuck around for a few extra rotations. Yeah, my graveyard got exiled, so I couldn't really keep bringing stuff back, so I only had like my entire board got bounced back to my hand, and I was still able to keep going. I was just like, okay, I have like 10 cards, 10 non-land cards. Like 4 of them just make me draw cards. 1 of them makes me tutor for a card. Like, all of those are effectively useless, but I can still try to do something about something here. I had Clock of Omens and Unwinding Clock, and it's like, I can still do this. I can still do something. See, I think today I'm going to work on that 120 oops all lands, oops all companions deck. Because it's just one of those things. It's stupid. It makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. So I'm gonna go for it. It's like, oh yeah, this is my commander, the World Tree. It's like, you can't use that as your commander. And here's my companions, all of them. It's like, hey, wait a second. It's like, hey, wait, that's illegal. It's like, yeah, no, just all of that. Which also means I'll have to do some, extra recording of Rune Factory, but whatevs, I can do that. This is an easy game. Next episode is still going to be just collecting Starfell pieces. I'm sure of it.
Welcome back.
It is unfortunate that to go into the event, we're going to be in like multiple cars, because if we could all go down together, there's 5 of us going down now. If we could all go down together, that could be like fun and exciting and, you know, road trip style it up. But hey, I get to be with Kirian, and us being together in a space, whatever, for about, you know, the amount of hours it takes to go down. I mean, to be fair, we did the road trip to Vegas, and that was much, much longer. Bloody 12-hour days of driving. And she was doing all the driving. She insisted that she'd do all the driving. You just 12-hour days. And I mean, she didn't get sick of me then, so yeah. Yeah, I have over a year's worth of YouTube videos to show that I am very much capable of talking about nonsense for hours at a time. I can do it. I'll be fine. I've got this. Speaking of which, I think one more trip to grab Starfell seeds and then I'll close this off. So, I know there hasn't been much going on and stuff in the game, but hey, screw it, I came up with a new commander deck idea. Maybe I'll design it and toss it on like Moxfield and try it out and see what that's all like. I don't know. I'm sure next episode I'll be talking about more utter nonsense, so look forward to that, okay?